Hello and thank you for joining us on News Across Nigeria today. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On this edition, health workers in Abuja draw attention to the need for universal health coverage. The Presidential Committee visits victims of the Madagali attack. And the Katsina State government moves to curb insurgency. We begin in the southeastern part of the country and infrastructure. The bad condition of southeast roads remain a major source of worry to residents in that region, the eastern region, and motorists who use those roads. The House of Representatives Committee on Works is visiting the zone to get first-hand information and to see how they could mount pressure on authorities to fix the roads.
This has been the situation here and in most of the other roads in the southeast. But this one is a federal road. The state government is carrying out palliative measures on some of the roads, and this 18.5-kilometer stretch between Umunya and Amobia on the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway is one of the ones being worked on. A state official who received the members of the House of Representatives Committee on Works did not mince words in explaining to them what the state government is doing to make the road possible.
The stretch between Amobia and the Umunya, which is 18.5 kilometers, that's the worst condition of the federal roads in Anambra State. Now we are at another road, federal road, which is Otuacha, Nzam, Kogi, Federal Highway. This road is about 34 kilometers. The state government is doing palliative grading just to enable our people get home during this Christmas, just as we are doing at the stretch between Okusu and Omonia.
The members of the committee commended the state government for the intervention and lamented the bad state of the road.
You know, it's self-evident when you go around, and it may not actually be a matter of deliberate neglect. It could be a matter of not understanding the design requirements of the area. A major problem of this road is contractual. It's not just funding. So, and we're insisting that the ministry and the contractor will have to sit down and resolve those issues.
A team also visited Nnewi Amichi Uga Highway, where the contractor complained of funds, which he says will help him deliver the road by May 2017 if the funds are provided. The team also visited major concerned citizens in Anambra State.
Ahead of the presidential submission of the 2017 appropriation bill to the National Assembly, some health workers union in Abuja are urging the federal government to pay attention to the issues of universal health coverage. The health workers who marched through the streets of Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, appealed to the government to increase budgets for health from the current 4.5% to the 15% adopted by the African Union 15 years ago. According to them, only 8 countries in Africa, excluding Nigeria, have tried to implement the Abuja Declaration of 2001, where African leaders committed to use 15% of their budget to fund the health sector.
In 2001, African leaders agreed at a conference in Abuja to commit 15% of their annual national budget to fund the health sector, with a view to universal health coverage for their citizens. Almost 15 years on, this group of health workers say the Nigerian government has not walked the talk. They have organized this road walk to mark the 2016 Universal Health Coverage Day and to raise awareness on the need for government to implement the 2001 Abuja Declaration.
It was in this same Abuja, around this secretariat, that 15 years ago, African leaders committed to 15% of their budget for health. Of the about 6 to 8 countries who have achieved that, most of them have lower GDPs and are poorer than Nigeria. So it's not a function of wealth, it's a function of the political will.
According to the health workers, the current dwindling national revenue is not an excuse for the government not to fund the sector adequately.
If Rwanda can give universal health coverage to their country, to their people, I don't see why Nigeria cannot give universal health coverage to its people. If countries like Burundi and all those things could do it, I don't see why we cannot do it. So the thing is just requires resolve, it requires commitment, it requires orientation.
They want President Muhammadu Buhari to revisit the Abuja Declaration before submitting the 2017 budget to the National Assembly.
It is expected that the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of this country will present the 2017 appropriation bill to the National Assembly. We have all come out today to plead and beg Mr. President to do all that he can using the available legal instruments and every other thing, the Abuja Declaration, the National Health Act, every other policy instrument to make sure that in 2017 and beyond, no Nigerian will suffer financial hardship just because that person is ill and is looking for health care delivery.
Out of the federal government's over 6 trillion naira budget for this year, 221.7 billion naira was earmarked to fund the health sector. Some of the protesters say the reality in the health sector is a far cry from what government claimed to have spent.
To Edo State, for the government to win the fight against corruption, it must be ready to strengthen the public institutions and reward the service and loyalty of deserving individuals. This was the key point of the paper presentation by Reverend Father Fidelis Agedo at an event to mark the 2016 Pensioners' Day, organized by the Nigeria Union of Pensioners in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Edo State Council, has appealed to the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, to urgently revisit the issues affecting pensioners' welfare in the state.
The venue of this gathering is the Nigeria Union of Journalists NUJ Press Center in Benin City, the Edo State capital. And the event is the 2016 Pensioners' Day celebration for retirees from the Edo State Civil Service. The day's agenda is for the pensioners to be updated on issues affecting them, appraise their welfare struggles so far, and then set the tone for the days ahead. In a presentation on the welfare of pensioners, one of the speakers, Reverend Father Fidelis Agedo, said the right to pension for every duly retired individual should not be handled with kid gloves.
The faith pensioners oftentimes be a subject of debate. This is particular because pension issues are connected to many areas of economic and social politics and policies, thus making administration a difficult task to undertake.
The Edo State's chairman of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Mr. Pauline Norua, reads out some key issues affecting his members. He says these concerns require immediate action from the state government.
33% is now being paid by federal government and some of other states of Nigeria to pensioners. Nothing in this regard has happened in Edo State. Harmonization of the old pensioners' pension is yet to see the light of day. This is very well spelled out in the Nigerian Constitution. Sections 173, bracket 3 and 210, bracket 3. This is to bridge the gap between the old pensioners and the new pensioners.
For now, a lot of people have retired now. They've been caught in the web of confusion. Their names have been removed from the regular payroll and their names are not in pensions payroll. These people have been wandering around trying to survive.
The local government pensioners, they are outside. They are not paid. The people retired since November or since last year, they have not been enrolled. They are owing so many. So that, in short, it's not a day we have to be happy about. We are mourning and we are thinking over our challenges.
The consensus at this event is that pensioners are important members of society and that government must do all it can to ensure that their welfare is given the serious attention it deserves.
The Katsina State Governor calls for improvements in the education sector in the northeast to help as one of the means of tackling insurgency. Please stay with us.